Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. This is going to be fun. So in this episode today, we are going to take a look at a couple of different things. It's sort of a buffet of reviews and things. We're going to look at a cleaning kit that is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Also, Grado has released an updated version of their Bluetooth headphones, this time with a lossless codec and some other features and things. So I want to compare them to the originals and then also do a side-by-side comparison to some very entry-level on-brand, that's Walmart brand headphones as well. So a couple of things, maybe a surprise here or there. Anyway, you are not going to want to miss this.
Have you ordered your official Record-ology 45 adapter yet? Check out the link in the video description below.
So some time ago, I reviewed these headphones right here. They are the Grado Labs GW100. They are Grado's first Bluetooth headphone, and they were very proud that they waited until they could produce a Bluetooth headphone that lived up to the high standards of their regular headphones, which are world-renowned. And they're famous for their open back design, meaning that the back of the speaker cabinet is not sealed, and therefore the sound stage, the immersion of the sound stage is much deeper, and they do sound absolutely phenomenal. You can also use them as a hardwire headphone, and that bypasses all of the internals in terms of the Bluetooth connectivity, etc., etc. Now, I was a little skeptical when I started, or when I got these, because they're on ear. You can see these are kind of flat. Sorry for the couple hairs on there, but it's just a foam pad. But even though they are on ear, meaning that they push on the outside of your ear instead of cupping it like an over-the-ear headphone does, they are so comfortable. In fact, they're more comfortable than any over-the-ear headphones that I've ever had. These are the most comfortable headphones I've ever had, period. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about these because Grado has come out with an upgrade. They are the GW100X. And what is the difference? What issues do they address? And how well does the new model achieve that stated goal? In addition to that, I want to show you how a $275 set of headphones compares to a $14 set of headphones that is also Bluetooth, wireless, on ear, etc. Is it really, how much more do you get for your buck when you're spending a considerable amount of money compared to what you can walk over to your local Walmart today and get for $15? So we're going to take a look at that. We are also going to take a look at a new vinyl cleaning solution, unlike anything we've ever seen before. And then stay tuned to the end. This will be a treat. We are going to look at this bizarre thing, and I'm just perplexed, amused, curious, and a little afraid. So let's go ahead and start by diving into the Grado. So without reviewing these in full, again, I will say this: the battery life is insane. I think the battery just lasts for days and days and days and days and days, weeks actually, depending on how frequently or infrequently you use them. These are based on a fantastic hardwire headphone design with added Bluetooth connectivity. You increase or decrease the size of the headband by sliding these metal poles through these rubberized pieces right here. And then we've got essentially a blade of metal is the headband with foam padding surrounded by this leather wrap. And you got the typical controls that you would expect. You can skip tracks, volume up and down. You can take calls. There's a microphone on there. They sound great. They sound fantastic. They don't have stupid, ridiculous bass that some entry-level consumer headphones have, which at first you may be like, oh, the bass is great, which it is, but it's not like, because that's what we all judge headphones on, it seems. Like, how good is the bass? And I'll get to that in a minute. The bass is fantastic. It's not the most powerful. Like, if you got those Skull Candy headphones with the insane bass, this isn't like that, but that's a good thing because those are so bassy and distorted that I can't even listen to that kind of sound anymore. To me, these are rich, they are powerful, they've got some very deep oomph where it's needed most. It sounds, like I said, very natural, very organic sounding, but the highs and the mids are so phenomenal on this that it just overall gives you what I consider the best headphone I have ever heard in my life, wireless or otherwise. So the GW100X has a lot going for it. What's any problems with this? So there is a lot of sound bleed with the open back design. Yeah, you're gonna hear, people are gonna hear your music. So these aren't good for public spaces. Like you wouldn't want to take this on an airplane. You don't want to use these at the gym because there is that sound bleed. It's not ridiculous. It's not like 1-to-1. It's not as loud coming out the back as it is, you know, coming out the front. But the person sitting next to you knows what you're listening to, and that's kind of annoying. Other than that, the prompt is very, very loud. Let me play the prompt when you power it on. It's kind of like blaringly loud. So it is a bit loud turning it on and off. So I usually pull it off my head so it's a little quieter to turn it on and off. But besides that, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, let's check this out. Family run for 6 decades in Brooklyn, New York. I love these guys. They do fantastic work. Obviously, they're phono cartridges. You guys know how I feel about those. We've got a nice message here from the family with a picture. I love this picture. 3 generations. This is just absolutely fantastic stuff. So we've got the owner's manual. We've got the headphones themselves. Let me go ahead and set those aside so we can see what else is in here. Got insert. The cables that they provide are heavy, heavy duty. Like that is you can feel the weight to that. And basically in there you got USB-C for charging and then an audio cable in case you want to use it hardwired. Obviously an homage there to 1953, which was a momentous year in the history of Grado. So let's take a look at the headphones themselves. They look initially identical. Let's grab the old ones and kind of do a side-by-side here. The weight feels the same. And again, the weight, they're not heavy, but they're not cheap light either. They're not like so light that it's worrisome. They don't feel like hollow boxes, like hollow cans sitting on your head. They feel, you know, like they're substantial, but they don't feel like they're dummy weighted like Beats, you know, where they put the dumb weights in those Beats headphones. That's not the case with these. So physical appearance, I'm going to say, is pretty much identical as we look around here. I don't see, I mean, the button configuration, the little flap for the chargeable USB-C connection, the foam pads, the ear cups look the same, the adjustable band, the band itself. So physically speaking, they look identical. One of the things I appreciate the most about Grado headphones is that they match both drivers. Have you ever bought a pair of headphones and it sounds like the center is off center? Like it sounds like the sound is primarily coming from the left or the right. That's because they didn't match the drivers, but Grado matches their drivers. So they are perfectly balanced and the center of that stereo image appears completely centered, which is fantastic. I love that. So they take the time to really go through and test the drivers so they are paired very, very well. And that's about all there is to say from looking at it. I'm going to really want to give these a listen. Now you may be saying, okay, great. Why did they make the X? These are the X because you can't. It's really hard to tell. It says down there. That's about the only difference visually. So why? What's the point? Why redo these? What is different? A couple of things. So they have reduced by 60% the sound bleed that I was talking about. So what comes out of the back, the unwanted noise that your partner, your neighbor can hear, is drastically less. So that's excellent. Also, they've upgraded from the Bluetooth codec. So these were Bluetooth 4.2, which is not bad. They sound great to me. These are now lossless capable. They are at Bluetooth aptX, which is fantastic. So they now have the pipeline for lossless signal transfer, which is absolutely phenomenal. So those are the big things. I believe there may be a battery life improvement, which is hard to believe because the battery life on the originals was just so over the top. So, all right, so I'm going to listen to those. But before I do that, let's open up the Walmart ones sort of side by side. We're going to give a sound comparison to, or I should say, I'm going to give a description of the sound difference because it's really impossible to demonstrate headphones over YouTube. But I wanted to kind of see how the build quality was, the packaging of a $14.95 pair compared to a $275 pair. So here we go. It comes not in a fancy foam deal here with all the fancy packaging, but just a blow mold plastic tray. Should expect. Let's set those aside for now. They also give you the cable, albeit it's a decent cable actually. It's a rubberized cable, better than you would think, but it's not as good as what comes with that. It also has a USB cable, but in this case it's just a micro USB. I do like the USB-C because inevitably I will, Murphy's Law, put this in the wrong way the first time. So every single time it's like opposite of what I first attempt. And we've got an owner's manual in there, and that's about it. Let's look at the headphones themselves. Actually, got more weight to them than I thought they would. These pivot. Let's see how these extend. So it's a typical, what you'd expect, the plastic indented. They do have a pivot. There's where you can plug in the headphones, the charging, and the transport controls. Because with Bluetooth headphones, you need to be able to control the media. You can skip tracks, change the volume, all that good stuff. Right and left is printed on this. This is probably a plastic grill, and in front of it is just a layer of fabric that isn't sponge. That's a layer of fabric with the right and left printed. I think that's cool. A leather type of material. I like the seamless transition of this leather to the plastic housing of the driver itself. But yeah, that's about it from appearance's sake. So I'm going to put these guys head to head and give you my thoughts. Okay, so I've listened to both, and let's start with the On headphones actually. $15 gives you a lot of headphone. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, they fold in too. I just noticed that. It's a little smaller to store. This is a lot of headphone for $15. You know what I mean? This is a beefy headphone, lots of bass. They are a weaker driver though. You have to crank it about 50% more than you do these to get the same level of punch or of overall loudness or volume, I would say. The headband was fine. It was a bit tight, so it seems like it's more comfortable right out of the box for smaller heads. Although as you wear them, they will kind of conform to their head because this band is flexible to a degree. It is plastic, whereas this one is a metal band. It's easier to adjust, and it's just a higher quality all the way around. Don't get me wrong; these are noticeably better. The Grados, and I listen, by the way, to both with Dolby Atmos. Now these have an older Bluetooth codec. They will not. They don't actually hear full Dolby Atmos from Apple Music, which is what he's using as a source. And because of that, the sound is a little muddier, a little bit less clear than what you would get with the Dolby 5, especially the Dolby 5 aptX codec. But then added the Dolby Atmos surround. This is so immersive, so clean, so clear, so deep on the bass, so just good sounding all the way around. The mids and the highs are just as impressive. The mids and the highs are not as good on this. The bass surprised me. The mids and highs were adequate, but they weren't anything special. The controls were fine. Fit and finish is actually surprisingly good. So for $15, if you started here, you'd probably be like, yeah, that's fine. That's all I need. But then once you hear this, you'll be like, I can't go back to this. I can't go back to this now that I've tasted what it's like on the other side. These are just so luscious and high quality sounding. $275 versus $15 though. So it's going to have to depend on your budget and if you use headphones a lot. If you need a good headphone, is this overkill or is this exactly what you want? This is an audiophile listening experience like no other. Yes, I will grab for these every time over these. These are not useless though. They're actually quite a lot of headphones for $15. All right, let's move it along and talk about a new vinyl cleaning solution. Boy, have we covered so many different vinyl cleaning solutions. Here's one that we have never seen before. This is new from Music Nomad. And I had not heard of these guys until they reached out and said, hey, do you want to check out this cleaning solution that we've come up with? It's a kit. It's $20 on Amazon. I'm like, sure, let's check it out. I do like on the back, we've got all of the steps laid out and the tools that come with it. I don't want to look at it too closely yet because I want us to sort of unbox it and experience it. They also give you a cool and nifty sticker. I like that. Just notice there's a guy in the O. I like that. That's cool. So yeah, this looks really interesting. The idea here is you're cleaning the record while it's on the record player itself. So we've got this brush with so many different, you've also got two different padded surfaces up here, sort of a velour, what would you call that? Felt? No, what is that? Kind of a velvet texture. That's not right, that's not velvet. I don't know what that is. And then a different texture back here. You've got a weird toothbrush looking thing. So this kind of brush, and also this guy back here. Now, if you remember in the past, I think we reviewed a Crosley stylus brush that had those tightly packed bristles just like that. And then a cleaning solution. My number one thought when I see a new cleaning solution is A, is it anti-static, which it is, and the second thing is, does it have alcohol in it? As to the ingredients, I am not sure because they are not listed on the bottle. So, how does this work exactly? The first step is dust everything but the record and needle with the makeup brush. So we need a dirty record and a record player with which to clean it on. I think this will qualify as a dirty record. What do you think? Yeah, so that should do the trick. Although that kind of looks like surface stuff. I want to also test it on a record that needs a deep clean like this 78. And this is why it is so important. This thing has a crack in it too. It looks like. Look, there's a crack right there. Let's look at the flip side. No, I guess not. Although this side needs cleaning too. That is a dirty, 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 and probably damaged record. But anyway, the reason why I was saying about the alcohol is you don't want to use an alcohol-based cleaner on your shellac records, like this old 78 here. Not a problem with vinyl, but something to consider. We'll use this record player here. This is the Ion TT USB 10. And the first step is to dust everything except for the record and the needle with this. So I think that means you can dust the record player, you know, getting all of those little pesky dust particles out of the way. Okay, that looks good. We've done step one. Step two, dust record while spinning with the black pad. So, okay, so we're going to do it. I think that's a dry clean. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to turn this on and start spinning. And I am going to clean. This is a fairly weak belt-driven turntable, so it doesn't take much pressure before it starts slowing down. And as you can see, it's definitely got some of that gunk on there. Now, clean the dust. We're on step number 3. Clean the dust with the black pad with the toothbrush. Okay? So that's what this brush is for. That's a good idea. That is a good idea, because usually with a dry brush, you know, I end up like trying to rub off the dust from what we just cleaned, but don't have to do that now. Okay, now number 4, spray cleaner on the black pad with the fluid. So we're going to do that. Spraying. Sorry, the bird has decided he wants to be vocal right now. So we are going to clean. Now my biggest concern, Yoshi, seriously, nobody wants to hear you cheeping that loud. My biggest concern with cleaning of this method is that you can't put very much downforce on the record, because even a higher end record player, you know, you don't want to be pushing so hard on the platter while it's rotating. The record could slip and scratch itself if you have an acrylic platter, or it just wears down the motor and the belt if you're pushing too hard. So that means you have to be fairly gentle, and therefore you're not getting as deep down in the groove as you might on a spin clean. That's my concern. Okay, so we gave it the once over lightly. Number 5, clean the record while spinning with this. We did that. Number 6, dry the record while spinning with this. So we're going to dry it with that. I can already tell you this record is immensely cleaner than it was. Okay. I probably should have got a little bit more powerful of a turntable. This is, you know, a real world test. This is what, you know, people would really be using. The next thing is you take this guy right here, which is these densely packed, I don't know if those ones are carbon fiber, but you very gently brush the stylus towards you like that. And that is a good brush, definitely. So let's take a closer look at our newly cleaned record. Definitely better. So that is a good solution. I like it. But again, that was all surface stuff, right? That wasn't a deeply dirty record. Let's try the same procedure on a filthy record. This is the kind of record you should be ashamed to have in this kind of condition. You may be saying to yourself, Record-ology, why do you have a record like this? This is from a collection of 78s that hasn't been fully cleaned and imported, or whatever I call my intake process. All right, we are going to start with a dry clean. Again, this is still a little bit damp from the wet clean on the other one, but I'm going to use the edge where it's drier. And we're going to start by just dry cleaning off some of this dust. And as you can see, it's slowing down the record player. But it should get the trick done. If you got like a direct drive turntable or something with more torque, then this would probably deep clean even better. As you can see, we're definitely making progress there. So we're going to just clean, clean, clean. I'm going to speed this up. That might help give us a little bit more spinning power there. So I was at 33. I flipped it to 45. The record is still dirty for sure, but I feel like we are getting some of the stuff off. Okay. Yeah, we've definitely made progress. So I like the brush for the brush. It's actually a really good idea. And now we're going to spray some solution. I'm going to soak this thing off camera. All right. And now I'm going to push down as hard as I can without it slowing down the record player. This is really where a tight belt, like I said, a direct drive or turntable power in general really comes to make a difference on the cleaning side of the house. So it is definitely cleaning. But is this beyond the level of cleaning that this kit is really designed for? This might need like some attention off the record player. And this is an extreme case, right? So this is dirtier than any normal person's record would be. But it's a good demonstration of the limits of this cleaning method. So, yeah. All right, now let's dry it. Drying the filthy, filthy record. It's definitely cleaner. There's no doubt about that. It needs more drying time. And watching a record dry is almost as boring as watching paint dry on YouTube. So yeah, we definitely improved it. It needs a deep clean. This record needs a deep clean. So I'm going to say that this is a good solution, no pun intended, not just the solution, but the actual cleaning method and solution as well. I don't smell alcohol, so I'm going to hopefully guess that this isn't an alcohol-based thing. If Music Nomad wants to leave a comment letting us know one way or another, that would be good. If it is alcohol-based, again, not a deal breaker, just don't use it for your 78s. Use it for vinyl and you'll be absolutely fine. I'll have a link down below for this as well as the Grado headphones. But we're not done yet because I've got a goofy, strange jukebox contraption for us to look at next. All right, I recently received this as a gift and I don't know what to make of it. It's bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. The more you look at it and the closer you look at it, the more bizarre it gets. It's fascinating. I cannot wait to check this out. This is really cool. So it is BO Jukebox. I don't know what body odor. 66 melodies. So it's got built-in music. That's interesting. HK 678. I'm guessing Hong Kong 678. Over here we've got some cymbals, some of which I recognize, some of which I don't. The device itself, which I've seen a lot of jukeboxes. I've never quite seen one that looks like that, but it says Charming Jukebox. And on the bottom there, again, kind of the same information. Looking on the side here, it looks like it lights up. It includes talking IC, integrated circuit, sound, and 66 melodies. This is going to probably be early 2000s, if not late 90s. Hokai Toys. So no Bluetooth, nothing like that. This isn't something to hook up your phone to. And I, for one, think that's a good thing because how many Bluetooth devices do we already have? So let's go ahead and open this guy up. I think this is fascinating. I'm really curious. I've been holding on to this for a few weeks now and I'm just like waiting for the right moment. So go ahead and open it up and remove the product itself. Is there anything in the box behind this maybe? I don't think so. No, that's all there is to it. So let's take a look at the device. It is red plastic. Made in China, QC passed, so that's good. And a speaker on the back, some screws looking on the bottom. This is interesting. Looks like a coin bank opening. What is that? Is it a coin bank opening? Maybe this is a coin bank opening. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is a coin bank that makes sounds. B.O. Charming Jukebox. I mean, it is bright and colorful. We got these 3 colorful things and these chrome-looking plastic accents, an on and off button, 66 selections button, and a coin slot. So yeah, it is a bank. And then we've got these kind of colorful tubes that will apparently light up. Kind of reminds you of a bubbler jukebox. What's a piece of tape here? Protective film, a little bit of protective film anyway. Not as lightweight as one might expect, but it does need some batteries, as you can see here. So 3 AA's ought to do the trick. Okay. Putting our batteries in. And it looks like you can put a screw in there so kids don't accidentally open this if you want to. Never seen anything like this before. I keep saying that, but I just keep thinking it. Okay, on and off. Here we go. Okay, so Mary Had a Little Lamb makes its debut here. Don't think we'll have to worry about the copyright bots on that one. Let's push on again and see what happens. Looks like Christmas lights in there, kind of similar. That's amazing. I mean, it's just so odd and so unique in a charming way. Charming jukebox. I don't know what to say about it. It's amazing. I didn't know it existed. It's colorful. It definitely has a lot of music that is built in. You don't need Bluetooth because you want to hear Mary Has a Little Lamb. While it may not have Dolby Atmos quality, it definitely plays the song. So, have you ever seen anything like this? Okay, I had to find out if you put a coin in, doesn't turn it on. But what happens if you put a coin in when it's already on? Still doesn't do anything. Yeah, I was doing this wrong. It absolutely does play a song when you put a coin in, but there's a lever in there, but you got to kind of hit it hard. So I'm going to kind of, there you go. Sweetness. Okay, my friends, and that is going to do it for today. If you enjoyed this show, give me a thumbs up. Thank you as always. I appreciate each and every one of you. That's going to do it for today, guys. So happy record hunting, and we'll see you next time.